You're watching WAFF 48 News at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thank you for checking out the 48 Fastcast, your news, weather and sports headlines in 15 minutes or less online. And we begin with the weather, where it's been a rainy day for some of you right here in the Tennessee Valley. Jada Russell is in the Weather Center. Jada, what can we expect for the rest of the night and then again for the morning commute?
Thankfully, we are done with the rain for the time being. We're going to see those temperatures still kind of be a little chilly for the evening. And our sunset is right about now. Sunset started about maybe 5 to 10 minutes ago. Now that we've lost an hour, or gained an hour, I should say. But what we're expecting to see for the night, we're seeing some 40s, 565, traffic moving smoothly. We're continuing to see those 40s throughout most of our night and across the valley as a whole. You have some areas like Athens, Moulton, and Russellville still in the 50s, but most of us are starting to take that slide down. You'll notice it was a little cooler this morning with that rain coming in, giving us some rain-cooled air just to go through the valley. We're going to continue to see those throughout the rest of the night, and I'll be back in just a couple minutes to go through the rest of your forecast for the next couple of days.
Major news out of Auburn today. That 10-3 loss to Kentucky turned out to be the last straw for the Tigers. Head coach Hugh is now fired. 48 Sports anchor Kaylee Tinglestad is live here in the studio with the latest and what it means for the rest of the season for the Auburn Tigers.
Well, Nolan, this news is not very shocking for Tiger fans, especially after last night's 10-3 loss. It's a team that didn't have a Power 4 win until last night over Auburn. Well, Auburn Athletic Director John Cohen made the announcement today that he informed Hugh Freeze of the decision to make a change in leadership. In his 3 years, Freeze had an overall record of 15-19, and in SEC play, just 6 wins and 16 losses. 5 of those conference losses were in this season, including the most recent loss to Kentucky, who was previously 0-5 in conference play. It was the worst offensive performance by the Tigers so far this season, with both Ashton Daniels and Jackson Arnold taking snaps. Defensive coordinator DJ Durkin has been named as the interim, and potential good news for Tiger fans, Auburn's defense has been one of the bright spots this season. I'll have more on this movement in the Plains coming up later in the show.
And we do have team coverage of Auburn's big decision. Fans and former players have a lot to say about Coach Freeze being let go. WAFF 48's Noah Cowell joins us now live in Huntsville. Noah, what is the reaction to the news?
Well, Nolan, many of the fans and former players, they told me that they saw this coming. They say there were high expectations coming into the season, and they believe that this team has many of the tools they need to succeed. They just need that right coach to turn things around. The early 90s and was part of that undefeated 1993 Tigers team. Fuller knows what it takes to build a winning team, and he says that was lacking the past couple years. Fuller says Auburn has a championship level defense, but can never complement that on the offensive side of the ball. Despite having an offensive-minded coach who excelled at Ole Miss and Liberty, they couldn't get that done. He says now they need to find a coach who has already shown they can translate their success to the SEC.
Hey, you always got Lane Kiffin out there, James Franklin. I think he's a great coach. It's all about just finding that right niche, finding that hot coach, and that's going to be the biggest thing. What coach can we get to come in and turn it around for us?
Now, I also talked to a local brewery who says that they would host some of the Auburn watch parties, and they say in the past couple of years they've seen a major decline in the attendance. And he told me personally that he wants someone to take accountability for whenever they pushed Gus Malzahn out, and now they are here. Reporting live in Huntsville, Noah Cowell, 48 News, on your side.
New tonight at 5, state troopers have released new information about a deadly crash yesterday in Morgan County, including the name of the man who died. The crash happened here on Highway 24, about 2 miles south of Trinity at 3:30 p.m. Troopers say 34-year-old Brandon Tyrika of Trinity died at the scene after his car was hit by another driver. Turning now to the government shutdown, the Treasury Secretary says SNAP benefits could be back in people's accounts by the middle of this week. On Friday, 2 federal judges ordered leaders at the White House to use an emergency fund on the food stamps program. But we are told that today President Donald Trump will not appeal the ruling, but leaders still have to figure out how to make the money get where it needs to go.
There's a process that has to be followed, so we got to figure out what the process is. President Trump wants to make sure that people get their food benefits.
So it could be done by Wednesday.
Could be. Okay, could be. And 5 Democratic senators could cross the aisle and open the government by Wednesday.
As you heard, leaders of the White House say the fastest way to get SNAP funded again is to end the government shutdown. Democrats say the Republican plan would cause massive increases for everyone's health insurance. While there is hope that SNAP benefits will be restored, another critical program that keeps people warm may run empty. The Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program helps millions of people heat and cool their homes. The money is sent to the states, and each state decides how to run its own program. Leaders at the White House have already fired several people working in the program, even suggesting that it eliminates it completely after 2026. Because of the current shutdown, several states say they cannot afford to offset the cost of the program on their own. They are now warning recipients that their heating bills will be higher until the shutdown ends. Attention drivers in Madison County, starting tomorrow, a popular intersection is going to be closed. The intersection of Jeff Road and McKee Road will be closed for a week as crews relocate utilities, making way for a new roundabout. Now, construction on that roundabout, it will start later this month, and that intersection will then close again. Detours will be set up, so use caution when you're in the area. After the break, we're going to tell you about an event to help raise money for domestic violence survivors.
And I'll walk you through the rest of this evening's forecast and when the next chance for rain is expected, coming up in a few minutes.
We're covering your community in Huntsville, where people came together for a ray of hope at the Orion Amphitheater. Asha Karan has been hosting this event in the Rocket City for almost 20 years now. It's a celebration of all the different cultures found right here in the Tennessee Valley. There's music and dancing, food and art.
Yes, so in 2020, we had COVID, and we had to shift from a formal sit-down luncheon to an outdoor event where people could distance. And so we took that as an opportunity to switch up our programming and bring it back to an event where the community could come for free and be entertained, but also learn about our organizations.
This event helps raise money for domestic violence survivors here in the Valley.
Now, your first alert weather forecast with Jada Russell. 48's Umbrella a Week giveaway is sponsored by Mr. Rooter, your locally owned expert plumbers for over 34 years.
And boy, was it some great weather. Once we got that rain out the door this morning, it's been nice and gorgeous all day long. Beautiful sunshine, although it was a little bit chilly. So I would say chilly sunshine, so to speak. Temperatures right now in those mid 50s or mid 40s. Some folks in the low end 50s. We're continuing to see an opportunity for a cooler evening ahead, and that could lead to patchy fog coming to start off your work week. So keep that in mind for my early risers. Folks heading to work could see some fog closer to 6 a.m. But I'll show you what we're going to see getting to that point. Overnight tonight, still in those low end 40s as we continue through the rest of your Sunday evening. We'll have calm breeze every now and again, may pick up to about 5 miles or so, but thankfully kind of dying down from what we saw a little earlier. There were some moments that it was brisk outside. Looking at your morning though, we'll start out in those mid and upper 30s for lots of our communities. Expectation is yes, could see some patchy fog every now and again, so keep that in mind. Once again, just making that note for you, but also make sure as you're going out in the morning, it's gonna be a little chilly. Don't forget that light jacket. I forgot one this morning, and boy was it chilly out the door. I regretted it immediately. So here's the expectation throughout the rest of the day though for you. nice fall setup. You see the falling leaves, gorgeous. We're going to see these 40s well into the morning, getting to the upper 50s by the time we hit the afternoon hours. High for tomorrow expected to be about 63. Mostly sunny, could see some cloud cover every now and again, but it's going to be a nice, comfortable, and a little bit warmer day for us starting out the work week. Fall-like forecast expected, very much feeling like November, right? So we do have a good deal of our holidays on the way. We have 25 actually days till Thanksgiving. And yes, I started my Christmas music this morning. Join me, please. So here's a look at your 10-day forecast. The temperatures are expected to possibly get back into those low and 70s. Next possible chance for rain though, next weekend. And as you'll notice, it's not going to be a great deal of rain, just some slight showers every now and again that we will monitor for you once we get closer to that point.
I wish I could ask for patience, but that's not really something that's that people want to give in this day and time, and I understand that. I just know that we're so dang close, and if we had a few things go our way earlier in the year, I think we're looking at a whole different deal. But it didn't, and that's life. And that's the game of football, and it teaches us a lot of great things and a lot of tough things. And you know, we'll get up and go to work and get ready for the next one.
Well, that won't be the case for Hugh Freeze, and that was Freeze in the last post-game press conference after the loss to Kentucky. That will be the last time he spoke as the Auburn head coach. Auburn athletic director John Cohen released a statement thanking Freeze for what he's done for the program over the last 3 years, but then went on to say that the expectation at Auburn is to compete for championships every year. At the end of the statement, Cohen said that the search for the next leader of the Tigers football program begins now. Well, we know who will be serving as the interim defensive coordinator, DJ Durkin. Durkin joined the Auburn staff at the top of the year and has coached at many programs before his time with the Tigers, including a few SEC programs. He spent most of his career as a defensive coordinator, coaching at Florida, Michigan, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M, to name some. Durkin served as the interim for Florida's bowl game back in 2014 and was the head coach at Maryland from 2016 to 2018. And now Durkin will lead the Tigers in their road trip to 15th-ranked Vanderbilt.
And that's our time for now. Stay up to date with our WAFF First Alert news and weather apps, and we'll see you back here tonight after the Sunday night football game of the week.